In today's world, we all face challenges, setbacks, and moments where we feel like giving up. Whether it's struggling with work, personal goals, or health, life often throws obstacles our way. But what if I told you there's one powerful tool that can help you overcome all of these challenges and achieve the success you've always dreamed of? That tool is self-discipline. In this story, you'll follow the journey of David, a man who, like many of us, faced failure and self-doubt. He spent years chasing dreams that seemed forever out of reach, held back by procrastination, distractions, and lack of focus. But everything changed when David discovered the true power of self-discipline. From being lost and unmotivated, he transformed his life, built a successful business, and achieved his dreams. Stay with us until the end, and you'll see how self-discipline can unlock your potential and lead you to success. This is not just David's story. It's a story that could change your life too. Let's dive in and explore how discipline is the ultimate key to overcoming real-life problems. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named David. David had always been a dreamer. As a young boy, he envisioned himself leading a successful life, owning a big house, traveling the world, and living a life filled with joy and freedom. But like many people, David often found himself lost between his dreams and reality. The gap between where he was and where he wanted to be seemed impossible to bridge. Growing up in a modest household, David's parents did their best to provide for him and his siblings. His father worked tirelessly in a factory, while his mother took care of the home. They had always emphasized the importance of hard work and education, but David struggled with school. He was easily distracted and lacked the self-discipline to sit down and focus on his studies. As the years went by, his academic performance kept deteriorating, and by the time he graduated from high school, his grades were too low to get into a good college. This was a turning point for David. He felt like a failure. His friends were moving ahead with their lives, getting into universities, landing jobs, and achieving milestones. Meanwhile, David found himself stuck. His self-esteem took a hit, and he started believing that he wasn't good enough. "Maybe I'm just not meant for success," he would tell himself. David's lack of direction and motivation only worsened over time. He bounced from one job to another, unable to stay committed to anything, whether it was retail, office work, or even part-time gigs. David couldn't maintain focus or consistency in any of these roles. He would often start with enthusiasm, but quit when things got tough. His family started to worry. His father, in particular, was deeply disappointed. "David, you need to take control of your life," his father would often say. But David would brush it off, blaming his failures on circumstances, bad luck, or the unfairness of life. Years passed and David's situation worsened. At 30, he found himself jobless, with mounting debts and living in a small, rundown apartment. Most of his friends had moved on with their lives, and David felt like he was being left behind. His health deteriorated due to a poor lifestyle. He had gained weight, was constantly tired, and often felt anxious. David's days followed a routine of monotony. He would sleep late, wake up late, and spend hours scrolling through social media, comparing his life with others. Every post of success, travel, or celebration from his peers made him feel worse about himself. He would spend hours binge-watching TV shows or playing video games to escape his reality. But the more he avoided his problems, the more they piled up. He had dreams of starting his own business, dreams of getting fit, dreams of becoming successful. But every time he thought of working towards them, he felt overwhelmed by the sheer effort it would take. "It's too late for me," David would think. "I'll never be able to do it." One night after a particularly hard day, David hit rock bottom. He received a notice that his rent was overdue and that he would be evicted if he didn't pay within a week. On the same day, he ran into an old friend, Alex, who had become very successful. Alex had just started his own tech company and was doing incredibly well. When David asked him about the secret to his success, Alex's response was simple. "Self-discipline," David scoffed. "That's it? Just self-discipline?" Alex nodded. "It's the most powerful tool you can have. Without it, nothing else works. With it, everything falls into place." That night, David couldn't sleep. His mind kept going back to what Alex had said. Could self-discipline really be the key? Could that be what he had been missing all along? He knew deep down that he hadn't been disciplined, not with his time, his health, or his work. He had let distractions control his life. But was it too late to change? The next morning, David made a decision. He was tired of living the way he was. He was tired of feeling like a failure. He decided to give self-discipline a real chance, no matter how hard it seemed. He started with small changes. His first goal was to wake up early every day. It wasn't easy. The first few days, his body resisted. He wanted to hit the snooze button and stay in bed. But he forced himself to get up, reminding himself that this was the first step toward taking control of his life. Once he managed to build the habit of waking up early, he set his next goal. Exercising every morning. David was out of shape, and the thought of working out intimidated him. But he started small. He began with just 10 minutes of exercise a day, slowly increasing the duration as his body adapted. It wasn't about making drastic changes overnight. It was about building consistency. The more he disciplined himself, the more he noticed positive changes. He felt more energetic, his mind was clearer, and his mood improved. His self-esteem, which had been at an all-time low, slowly started to rebuild itself. David realized that the small victories he achieved through discipline were empowering him. But the real challenge came when it was time to tackle his career. David knew he needed to find stable work, but this time he wanted more than just a job. He wanted to work toward his passion. David had always dreamed of starting his own business, but fear and procrastination had held him back for years. David decided to pursue his dream of starting a fitness coaching business. Given his recent success in transforming his own health, he felt inspired to help others. But starting a business required a level of discipline and commitment he had never shown before. David spent hours researching the industry, learning about business strategies, and developing a plan. He created a schedule for himself. Mornings were dedicated to exercise and personal development, afternoons to working on his business, and evenings to reading and improving his knowledge. Distractions like social media and TV were minimized. There were days when David wanted to give up, when progress seemed slow and doubt crept in. But every time he felt like quitting, he reminded himself of where he had started. Self-discipline had already changed his life in so many ways, and he knew that if he stayed committed, success would follow. Slowly but surely, his business started to grow. David began with a few clients and, through word of mouth, gained more. His consistency, dedication, and ability to stay disciplined set him apart from others in the industry. As his business grew, so did his confidence. David realized that self-discipline wasn't just about getting up early or sticking to a routine. It was about creating a mindset of perseverance, focus, and resilience. Years later, David stood in front of a large audience at a motivational speaking event. His journey from a lost, undisciplined young man to a successful business owner had inspired thousands of people. He had written books, given talks, and helped countless others realize their potential. As he addressed the crowd, he said, "There was a time in my life when I thought success was out of reach. I blamed everything, circumstances, luck, other people, for my failures. But the truth was, I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't willing to put in the work and make the sacrifices necessary to achieve my dreams. Self-discipline changed everything for me. It was the key that unlocked the door to my success. And if it can work for me, it can work for you too." So, dear friends, the story of David teaches us an important lesson. Self-discipline is the key to success. Without it, dreams remain just dreams. With it, anything is possible. David's journey shows us that no matter how far behind we feel, no matter how many times we failed, it's never too late to take control of our lives. Self-discipline isn't about making drastic changes overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps toward your goals. The next time you feel lost, remember David's story. Success doesn't come from luck or talent alone. It comes from the discipline to keep going, even when things get tough. If you like this story and learn something from it, then subscribe to our channel Imaginea and don't forget to like and share this video. Thanks for watching.